Hi guys, so in this video I'll talk about basics of static friction. So force which is parallel to the surface cause motion or oppose it. Okay, there are two types of forces we can categorize all force. Either they are parallel to the plane of motion or they are perpendicular to the common surface. So forces which are parallel to the common surface cause or oppose motion, and forces which are perpendicular to the common surface are responsible for normal reaction. Okay, so static friction try to oppose these forces. Okay, static friction acts when there is no slipping or sliding between the surfaces. Its magnitude may varies from 0 to mu sn. 0 is the minimum value of static friction. Mu sn is the maximum value of static friction, which is also called limiting friction. So its value may vary from 0 to mu sn. It is not necessarily mu sn in all the cases. Okay, an external force F is applied on the block. Let's start with the first question. On the rough block, you have to find friction at its type, acceleration of the block, contact force from the ground. Okay, mu s and mu k are given to us. So first of all, get the normal reaction. The first thing in all the friction question you should do, get the normal reaction. Normal is nothing but 20 G, which is approximately 200 Newton. So maximum friction, the second thing, mu s n, which is how much? 200 into 0.5 is 100 Newton is the maximum friction, and yes, the block should be of 10 kg. Okay, so then only the question will be a decent one. This is now 50 Newton, and this mu kn will be how much? Mu mg 100 into 0.4, which is 40 Newton. Okay, so you should calculate these three values in the start of the question. Again, I'm not saying that mu sn or mu kn will act no matter what the force is, but it is always better to find these values so we will be able to predict in a better way. So when F external is 0, this is external force, its values are given. We have to find what kind of friction corresponding to the values will act. So the friction force when no external force applied will be 0, and we can't decide its type, or we can say it's static. Acceleration will be 0, but the contact force is basically normal plus friction in vector form. So normal is nothing but 100. So it is 100 Newton. Friction is 0. And when the force is from 0 to 50, friction will be equal to the applied force, because it will not slide, and this will be n square plus f square root. This will be the total contact force. If friction is just greater than 50, friction type will be mu kn, which is how much? 40, and obviously kinetic, and acceleration will be, again, now the diagram will act like this. The applied force is almost 50 or just greater than that. It has started sliding, so the friction will 40. The unbalanced force is 10, and it is of 10 kg, so the acceleration will be 1 meter per second square, and in this case the force from the ground is 100 square plus 40 square root of that. Okay, if now force is decreased, F is greater than 50, just greater than 50 or greater than 50 have same value, so the friction will be again kinetic, and this acceleration will be F minus 40 by 10. This will be the acceleration, and the force will remain same. Force from the ground will remain same. When block started moving, now the forces decreased to 40 Newton. Okay, so when the block start moving, and if you still decrease the force to 40 Newton, the friction will be kinetic, and acceleration will continue to be 0, because again the block is moving in this direction. You apply 40 Newton, and there's a force of 40 Newton which acts. Because the block is moving, only kinetic friction will act. It will continue to act as 40 Newton, and this force will balance, so acceleration will 0, and it will continue to move with the same speed as it was moving earlier, and the force from the ground will be resultant of normal and friction force, which is 40 in this case.